Hello all. So this video is what is a fake video card. So a little bit of story to this. I was looking for a new video card for my son Lewis, and we were looking on eBay because it doesn't need something that's absolute top of the range, but something pretty good was what we were looking for. And we came across a seller called Pioneer Spirits who were selling a GTX 1080 6GB graphics card for a pretty good price, £61. So I'd had a couple of drinks, so I probably didn't research it quite as thoroughly as maybe I should have done. And I didn't have any concept there was any such thing as a fake video card. Yeah, what turned up was this box, and I thought I'd introduce you to a fake video card and tell you a little bit about what it is, how to spot one. So when I say fake, I don't mean that it's totally fake. This isn't one of those crazy cases where a box turns up and actually it's full of bricks. There is a suspiciously blank disc in there, and then there's a graphics card here. There's a useful little 4-pin power adapter from SATA Power Supply, so you think it all looks good so far. And inside this bubble wrap is a card. It's much trickier to do this one-handed, but we'll keep going in a second. Ta-da! There we go. So, so far, so ordinary, fairly generic looking twin cooler graphics card, PCI Express, connections on the back. First clue, in that there's a VGA connection as well as a DVI and a HDMI, and you kind of think to yourself, wouldn't you expect a modern graphics card to have DisplayPort or something like that? So VGA seems a bit old school for that. But on the back here, you know, you've got this nice clear sticker. Look at this. You've bought a GTX 1066 6GD5. So you sort of think, okay, that means it's 6 gig of DDR5 RAM, which is kind of right for a 1060. So you think, okay, that all looks fine. Cooler's okay. You know, it spins and stuff, so it does its thing. But yeah, so we thought, okay, let's sling it in and see what happens. And we'll cut back now to me having installed it in a PC, and I'll show you what we see next. So, welcome back. You can see here I've installed the graphics card into my PC now. Connected it up via HDMI there, and allowed the PC to boot up. It took a long while to boot up, as you'd kind of probably expect with loading up a new piece of hardware. And when it came up, it defaulted to 1024 by 768 as the recommended resolution. I've just changed it to 1280 by 1024 to try and get a little bit more on screen. And I'm surprised. Obviously, a card like a 1060 should easily handle a 4K resolution for a desktop, although, you know, the lack of DisplayPort might prevent it from working with some 4K displays. But anyway, so I thought, okay, I wonder what's wrong with that. So I've gone into Device Manager, and as you can see here, we've got 1060, GTX 1060 gig, 6 gig. So yeah, card looks like it's all right. But then under Property, you've got this. Windows has stopped this device because it has reported problems code 43. And when you go into Details and Events, etc., you get things like device requires further installation. So this is the point at which I started to think, something's not quite right about this device, and I started to do a bit of Googling. And that's when one of the places on Google recommended installing a piece of software called GPU-Z, which allows you to see a little bit more about the card that you're looking at. Gives you a bit more information, shows you whether things are working okay, does a load test, clock test, that kind of thing, and would be used if I needed to, for example, put a updated BIOS on the card and things. So I thought, okay, this looks like I've used CPU-Z quite a lot. Hadn't seen GPU-Z specifically, but I thought, hey, it's got to be pretty similar. So we'll download this. Yeah, go on. Installing it. Yeah, standard kind of stuff. Yep, we'll put that in, that's all fine. Yep, stick it at default location. Completed installations, running now. And this is where you get this really interesting bit where it says fake 1060 6 gigabytes. You think, oof, card name. Okay, so it says there, shows the name of the device as seen by the operating system. It's defined in the graphics driver, can be manipulated with. So yeah, so it tells you not to trust the card name necessarily. Some other things that are interesting on here, you know, you've got various bits and pieces about the device itself, you know, clock speeds, all this kind of stuff is completely inconsistent with a 1060. None of this looks right, as it says there. And so I did the look up information here, and this is what you get. You get told it's not a 1060, it's something else. Now the details of this page, the interesting bit here is this card is a fake using a GTS 450 GPU GF10106. The BIOS for this card is modified to report the GTX 1060 device ID. Your card will probably not match the picture above assembled designs of the fake card are in circulation, so there's kind of close to a kind of initial design build cooler, the sort of thing that NVIDIA would put on Founder editions and things like that. Ours has obviously got a different thing on it, and you can see that the card is, you know, is very different from a 1060 in terms of the performance that you would expect. And it's basically based on this GeForce 400 architecture, and the BIOS has been modified to show it to be a 1060. Needless to say, you know, not being able to select the resolution, things like that are fairly normal for you know, a fake card like that. You know, the resolutions that I'm getting, I should be getting far better than that. Interesting. Let's just see what GeForce Experience makes of it. Oh, interesting. It's a new driver. There you go. Okay, we'll let that go. But we can see what it says here. Settings. No, not a lot going on. Don't know if there's anything else under it. GeForce Now, anything that shows us anything more interesting. GeForce Now requires an update, typical. So yeah, so I'll actually pause the video there because I'm not sure I'm going to get anything interesting out of this, but if there is, I'll come back. So yeah, nothing really interesting came up from the GeForce software, so we'll park that. So I'm just going to summarize by showing, you know, it is 1060, it's got a fault. It's saying that it needs to reinstall the drivers. Just to confirm, I did uninstall and reinstall the drivers for the software. Exactly the same effect. And with good old GPU Z, sorry, we run that and we get a fairly clear picture that the card is completely fake. So yeah, so the point of this video, first thing is to show you how to spot a fake video card. So if you're getting things like device errors up there, you want to use something like GPU Z to actually find out what's really going on with the card. Other things, you know, that disc that was in there, that plain looking disc that was in there, that contained NVIDIA drivers that were very old, and they are NVIDIA drivers that would kind of accept the status of this card as being not the card it was, and allow it to run. However, you wouldn't still be getting very, very poor performance out of the card compared to what you'd expect to get out of a 1060. So it really just glosses over the problem of the fact that you've been sold the wrong card. So yeah, so I'll send a link of this video to the eBay seller. They asked me to show on video how I could show this card was fake. I hope I've done a pretty sufficient job of doing that. As I said, Pioneer Spirit, the eBay seller that sold me this card. Of course, it's entirely possible that they just accidentally got supplied the wrong card and accidentally sent it out to me and that really they weren't trying to pull any kind of scam whatsoever. And I'm sure that they're going to do the right thing and either offer me a full refund, or possibly even source me a genuine GTX 1060. I doubt that. Just some other fairly basic advice, things that I absolutely should have done myself, like check the reviews a bit more thoroughly, and I might have seen the fact that a couple of other people had said they've been sold fake cards from this seller. Maybe I should have done that. Well, of course I should have done. But you know, when you get a bit clicky on eBay after a couple of drinks, that's what happens. And also because, to be honest, the concept of a fake video card, maybe that's just me being naive, but I don't think so. It was quite a new one to me, so it never occurred to me it'd be fake. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope it's of use and interest, and hopefully Pioneer Spirit, when you watch this, you'll agree to do the right thing and make right this situation that you've created. Thanks very much. Bye.